Here we go. I am so excited to invite you to day one of Level Up Your Reader's Achievement in the Next 5 Days Challenge. I am so excited to hear from all of you all over the world. We've got Jackie and Kimberly and some people from Indiana and Michigan and Candace and Tara and Michelle in Colorado. That's where I'm coming from. Marjorie, Lori, Allison, Tomasa, Stacy, Lynn in the southern part of Africa. That is awesome. Sarah in Denver, up the road from me. Nancy, welcome. Marianne, Elizabeth. I'm so happy that you're here because this is the biggest event that we do all year, and we get such amazing results with just such a simple activity. That's what I'm challenging you to do. If you haven't heard about this event, the Level Up Your Reader's Achievement Challenge is about testing out one activity. We call it Switch It, and it is super powerful. It unlocks so many things for kids, boosting their letter sound knowledge, boosting their phonemic awareness, boosting their decoding, which is the foundation for word learning that leads to fluency and comprehension. So even though this one activity only takes 5 minutes a day, I can almost promise you that you will see major gains this week in this event. So that's why we're so excited to present this to you. We've been doing this since 2017, at least once a year, because the growth is so outstanding. So welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm Dr. Marnie Ginsberg from Reading Simplified. And our mission at Reading Simplified is to streamline reading instruction and accelerate students' reading achievement. Who's up for that? So the exemplar activity for streamlining is really Switch It. And that's why we put so much energy into getting this out into the world for teachers, parents, grandparents, tutors, mentors. Everyone can make such a big difference in their children, in their students when they implement this activity. So again, if you're just popping in, we're so glad you're here. Welcome to the Level Up Your Reader's Achievement in the Next 5 Days Challenge. Thank you all for saying hello. It's thrilling that you're here. I am aiming to keep this at 30 minutes so that this is the most action-packed and powerful and brief PD that you can get. So I gotta get moving. We have a lot of Facebook, rather Switch It pros here and Reading Simplified pros, or you may be a beginner. If there are pros in the house, they may be coaching you along the way, and that is fabulous because I can't get to everything, but we are so happy that you're here. So let me go through the agenda so you know what to expect. For today, I'm going to tell you why we're here. What is Switch It all about? Then I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of the Switch It activity, a video example of this in action early on, so you start to get a picture of it. Then we're actually going to go into the particular steps that I'm challenging you to do tomorrow and for the rest of the week. And then we get to watch the main event. The main event is our star student. He is the first Level Up student that we did in 2016, actually. And we show his progress. He was on a Facebook event just like this, just working with me for 5 days in a row. And so we're going to watch his progress day by day. You're going to see his growth as you also see your own kids' growth. Then we'll see if there's time for questions, and we're going to draw a winner. So if you are commenting today with an aha or an insight or a question, we are going to spin for a winner. Okay, we do this a lot. We're going to spin the wheel and see what prize comes up for you. So that's a random drawing that will happen at the end of this evening. And I'm also going to tell you about the bigger prizes that we're going to have all week. How does that sound, you guys? Are we good? I love it. So many folks coming. Some people I'm seeing just say Facebook user. That's because we are streaming in multiple places. We're on Twitter and YouTube, I think, Facebook, and also the Level Up Your Reader's Achievement Facebook group. So if you see that, like this type of thing, I'm sorry, don't see your name, but that's why it's going on. We're streaming everywhere, so no matter what, people can access it. Britt says amazing. So yes, this will all be amazing, but we got to get moving, shall we? Let's first talk about the mission. Why am I doing this challenge, and what can we expect to accomplish from it? Well, first of all, I would like to know how many of you resonate with this idea of the burden that teaching reading is these days. Does it feel overwhelming, like your hair's on fire? There is so much to do. We're just piles of activities are dumped on us, and so reading teaching has become overwhelming because of all the expectation, the standards from the state, the country, the district, the school, the reading series. And I'm hearing from so many of you, you're not just doing a reading series, you're doing a reading series and a handwriting program and a phonics supplement and the intervention and all of these things. It's overwhelming, right? And so we need to know what is really the core, what is the essence of what kids need to be able to unlock the code, to become good readers and to become fluent and just live a long life loving reading. That's what we've done here at Reading Simplified. We only teach a handful of activities, and one of them is Switch It. So we reduce the overwhelm by showing you a path forward that is simplified. This activity, it does a lot of different things. It's high leverage. And so you're going to teach your kids letter sound knowledge. You're going to teach some phonemic awareness, but there's more to it than that. So I'm going to just jump right in to show you an example of Switch It with kids who are doing it for their second day. It's a small group, first grade. These are struggling readers. It's their first day. So as I show this little clip of Switch It in action, I want you to type in what reading sub-skills are being practiced with this activity. What are the kids learning or being having reinforced? Okay? So I want you to start to think about the power of this activity to reduce the overwhelm, because it accomplishes so much. It integrates multiple sub-processes simultaneously. Does that sound good? All right. Kimberly says she's a first grade teacher, so excited to use with some of her class starting tomorrow. Absolutely. That's fabulous. And Jackie says she loves Switch It. Can't wait to see if I'm doing it correctly. Okay. So let's jump into this small group Switch It example. And remember, here's my question up on the screen. Those who comment are going to be part of the people that enter into the contest at the end, right? These are my eyelashes. Do you guys have eyelashes? But we're just going to build the word lash. There, you got lashes. Can you say the word lash and then pull each sound down and say it? Oh. Very nice. Let me hear the sounds. And the word is? Bingo. Okay, let's switch lash to lush. When something is lush, it is full. Like a lush garden is a full garden with lots of flowers. So switch it from lash to lush. What sound is it? Very good. Okay, let's check the sounds. And the word is? Lush. Did you hear those sounds? Let me hear them. Nice. Okay. How about, are you ready to make flush? Don't forget to flush the toilet, okay? Flush, we're going to have to add something to make lush into flush. Can you hear the sounds? And the word is? Flush. Okay, let's do the sounds together, everybody. Awesome. Flash. If you have a picture and in the dark and you want to make some light, you may turn on the flash on the camera. Okay? So you've got flush. Switch it to flash. Flash. So close. You've got falsh. So close. You need, listen to what you need. Look at me and look at here. Yeah, you fixed it. Check the sounds. Very close. Ash. Okay, let's go back and check it again. And the word is? Let's. You guys nailed it. There are oodles of things that are being accomplished in that activity. Did you see them all? Let's check out some of the big ideas that we often teach here at Reading Simplified. That one activity, switch it. It accomplishes the concept of a word, that there's a print, beginning and end of a word, and it's got those properties of even left to right tracking. You notice the kids are practicing phoneme segmentation, that they have the word flash and they have to hear each phoneme or each sound. F, l, a, sh. Notice that last one, sh, one card, sh. They're also practicing phoneme manipulation, so they have flash and they have to flip it into flush, manipulating the phonemes. That's a high challenge level of phonemic awareness. They're getting also the concept of the alphabetic principle. So this is why it works with even a beginner. They're getting the concept that our written language is a code for sounds. So that's so important. A lot of our kids are missing that. A lot of the activities we do are around reading, but this really reveals how reading works. And of course, they're practicing letter sound knowledge. So if your kids don't know some of the vowel sounds or some of the consonants or the consonant digraphs, this is what you can use. They will learn it in the context of this activity. And they will basically get on the road to early decoding and early spelling, because this activity is revealing the way that our code works. Our written language is a code for sounds. So perception of the individual sounds and words, which we often call phonemes, helps unlock this code. And when kids are moving sounds in and out of words, they really start to perceive those sounds better, and they get how sounds and symbols line up, which is the beginning of sound-based decoding, which is the beginning of word identification, which is the beginning, which leads to fluency and leads to comprehension and a lifelong success at reading. And also, it's a good point there. You know, we're also defining or elaborating on the words. So this works also for any language learner, but particularly an English language learner might get a little bang for their buck there with vocabulary building. We just kind of do it incidentally, even though our main objective is decoding. So that is why this activity is so powerful. Are you with me? And if you guys have done Switch It and you want to validate how this really is more than you would think and more than meets the eye, then go ahead and share those for people who are new. So that's kind of hinting at the mission of this challenge. As we go forward the next 4 days, you will see more and more how powerful this activity is. So I gave you that little sneak peek. Now let's talk about housekeeping, because you may have come just 5 minutes ago. You may have signed up a week ago. You may never have heard of Switch It. You may have been doing Switch It for 2 years. Regardless of where you are in your journey, I want to make sure that we're all on the same page so you know how to participate and do the basics for this challenge. We want to keep it simple, but also useful. So let's talk about the how-tos. So first, make sure that you're registered so you get access to the links and you get access to the daily trainings. So here is a link, Greg. If you can drop that in the chat, that would be great. This is a link for how to sign up in case you're not signed up. It's free. Everyone's welcome. And so every morning, if you're signed up, you will get a daily tip. And today's tip was about measuring and planning, just prepping, and we're going to get into that, prepping for this activity. So you'll get the email, you'll get the links to come to this Facebook Live. You'll also get the links to join the private Facebook group where we have some more goodies for you. Okay? And so Greg, if you can put the link for this Facebook group, that would be great. Once you're in this, once you've registered for the free challenge, and then you get onto the thank you page, you'll see the option to join this Facebook group. And once you're in there, go to guides. And that's where you will see the Switch It guide and also some other things that may be helpful. So if you are on mobile, it will look like this. Go to guides. And once you get there, we already have guide 1 there for you, and it gives you the Switch It guide, which will be the how to do this activity. I'm going to show you today. You already saw a sneak peek, but I'm going to show you a little bit more. But also reading about it can be helpful. It also gives you sample word lists from inside our Reading Simplified Academy, and it gives you these letter sound cards. So I encourage you to, if you haven't done that, find that guide, cut out those letter sound cards, and use them with one child this week. You don't have to laminate them. You can always reprint them if you lose one or they get crinkled. I like to put them on cardstock and cut them up. Keep it simple, sister, okay? This is a low stress, low production value activity because the power is in just moving things around for the child. Don't let the stuff overwhelm you. So this is the process. Once you've signed up, then you prep your materials. That's the goal for today, so you can start Switch It tomorrow. If you already started Switch It, way to go. You are a little ahead. That's great, but most of us are going to probably start tomorrow. Do your first lesson tomorrow. Okay, how does that sound? So once you get your Switch It guide, go ahead and cut those letter sound cards out, and then select one student to do Switch It with tomorrow. I only want you to do it for about 5 to 7 minutes. So even if you're a classroom teacher, I hope you can find one student that you can get the rest of the class to be more or less in control while you chest this out with that one student. One student will work really well because you'll get so much more diagnostic thinking about that one child, and you'll be able to have a higher level of learning about the activity. But I know many of you like to do it in a small group too. That's fine. But pick your student or pick your small group and test it out tomorrow. Again, just 5 minutes, maybe 7 or 8. Don't go to 10 minutes. At that point, you're just beating a dead horse. Okay? We're keeping this quick. In the long run, Switch It is a 5-minute or 3-minute even activity. At first, of course, it's going to take a little longer just to get the lay of the land. But in the long run, you want this to be a really quick activity, and you move on to real reading pretty soon after it. So I'm telling you about the process for this week, and particularly today, but also, we've got 2 reasons for you to comment on our daily Facebook posts. Number 1 is it's going to be accountability and encouragement for you. See what others are doing from New Zealand to South Africa to Alabama. And also, get that proof that you've done it down in that Facebook post. Each day, I'm going to ask you to do something really simple. Today, it's just who are you going to work with and maybe what list you're going to start with. That's it. Nothing fancy. A simple comment. So you're going to be doing that to boost your accountability and make this challenge really happen for you. So you'll grow and not just watch and forget. Also, if you comment, you're going to be entered into the prize drawing. Okay, so each day after we post the daily post, Greg is going to pick a random name from people who posted and did their homework, and we're going to give away a prize. Tomorrow's prize is a big pack of Reading Simplified games. Each day we're going to be doing a different prize. One day we're going to have, a couple days we're going to have some sets of decodable readers, not downloadable. I'm talking send it in snail mail for you, like phonic books and whole phonics and sound readers cards. Great fun. And tomorrow you're going to get, the winner will get a nice little collection of 8 Steal It games, our most favorite game for tricking kids into reading, learning phonics, and learning high frequency sight words. There will also you will get 7 Candyland/Rainbow Land games. Each one is a different sound, like one's the O sound in multiple spellings, one's the A sound in multiple spellings. And this pack will also include 7 sets of snakes and ladders. So all of that for the one lucky person who just comments. Where's that post again? All you got to do is comment with your homework from today. If you don't know what the questions are, it's right here. Tell us who your student is with a pseudonym or a little bit about it. Is a first grade small group, first grade girl who's struggling. and then what lists in the Switch It guide that you decided to select. Once you do that, on the daily post, by the end of today, each day's post got to be by the end of today, here at US midnight time-ish, Greg's going to select a winner, and tomorrow we will announce it. So tomorrow, some lucky person's going to get all of these games from us. We've never given out this bundle all at once like that. And if you do the daily posts 5 days in a row, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because we're going to have one post each day with one reading tip. Again, it's short answers, very, very brief, nothing big. And then we're going to have a grand prize we'll announce next Saturday. That's going to include a set of phonics books, a set of whole phonics books, a set of crazy long sound reader game cards, this cute little Legiliner thing there that inks out lines for handwriting practice, and the entire Reading Simplified curriculum, digital materials, almost 200 pages for one grade level. So that is a whopping big prize, don't you think? Will that be fun for somebody to win that? And your chances are pretty good because not everybody does all 5 days of homework posting. Okay? So one more time, your job is for today. All you need to do is get enough of the gist about Switch It that you've gotten your homework should be listed here on the Facebook post, on our Reading Simplified page, and also inside the Level Up Your Readers Achievement group. It's also there. So 2 places for you to look, and you can post in either place. Then select your student. Tell us about what you're selecting, your child and the student, and then just go and try out Switch It. All right? You've seen a little bit about Switch It already. Let me now just point out some big picture things. Get a piece of cardstock and draw lines on it. This happens to be a dry erase board with wood on the back. You can use Post-its, or you can use our letter sound cards. Just make sure that one sound is one tile. So SH is on one card or one tile, and that's how we have organized our letter sound cards for you. So you take the list that you're using, like this one right here in the middle, maybe that middle column or the left column. You take the list of sounds from there, you put it at the top of a board with that one student, and you say, okay, we're going to build the word rich. And as they build the word rich, they pull down each card or tile and they say rich. And then you start the switch. Okay, you have rich. This dessert was really rich and I feel really full. We're going to change rich to which. Which thing do we need to change? So in this part, this is a really important part. You're putting the burden on the child to do the switching. You're asking them, you have rich, what do you need to do to change it to which? So they have to do a lot of processing to go through all the steps to figure that out. All right. So I gotta move it along if I'm going to show you the video. Who wants to see a video of our star student? Let me tell you a little bit about him, okay? Each day, remember, we're going to show the star student progress 5 days in a row in the Switch It Challenge on Facebook Live, just like what we're doing today, except this is not live. It was pretty tense doing it the first time. It was like doing tech and trying to teach a student who was struggling. So this is a kindergarten student in November of his kindergarten year. He had already been identified as struggling. He knew 7 letter sounds and no short vowels when I tested him on the weekend before this event. He could not segment 3 sound words. You'll see that really easily in the video. And of course he couldn't manipulate. So he was just not getting how the code works. This activity started to unlock things for him, but at first it's a lot of work. So notice how hard everything is for him and how much coaching I have to do. Each day is going to get better, but I hope that as you see the tips I give him, that if you have a student who's at that beginning stage or who may be just struggling with maybe even, hearing a blend in a 5 sound word, these coaching tips will start to kind of wash over you and you'll start to get a sense for how to coach kids through that. But of course, each day for the rest of the challenge, I'm going to giving you some extra tips about how to make this activity easier, tomorrow just give it a try. Start at a list that you think is going to be challenging for your student. Not too overwhelming, but not too easy. That's the best way to do a reading simplified system. Okay? So let's kick it off. Remember, kindergarten student, first day ever trying Switch It. And this is how you can implement Switch It even when a kid doesn't know letter sounds. This is our Level Up Star student from November of his kindergarten year. First word that I'm going to ask you to build is the word Sam. We're going to focus on is asking him to perceive the sounds that he hears in the word Sam. Okay, so what do you hear right here when I say Sam? That's right, that's the letter name, but what sound comes out of my mouth? That's right. Again, because of Facebook's, this looks backwards to you guys, but it's left to right as it should be for him. Now let's focus on what's the next sound that you hear in Sam. Well, there is a you know what? Which one of these is That's ah. This is Let's put that one down there. So you got the but what sound do we hear right here when I say sound? You got it. You heard it. That's ah. You're right. And guess what this is?
An A.
It's the A letter name, but also it can be ah. Can you say ah?
Ah.
Real short ah. Very good. Now pull it down and say ah. Ah. So you just built the word Sam. What's the first sound?
S.
You know what? You did it again. You told me the letter name, and you're right. But what? The sound. We're always focused on the letter sound. Is s. Good. Next sound. S. You're right. You're over here though. You skipped ahead. You're too fast for me. What's this one? S. Ah. And the whole word is
Sam.
Can you look at it and not at me now? Look at it. Sam. You made the word Sam. Woohoo! That's a good start. Now we're going to switch from Sam to sad. I hope you're not sad. I'm not sad. I can tell you're not. Okay, we've got Sam, and we need to switch it to sad.
So
We switch one. We're going to actually just take one away. Which one would we take away to make oh, you're right. Get rid of the And what we need it maybe for later. Which sound do you hear in that spot when I said sad?
T.
No, I didn't. Now he said t or t. So I said sad. What sound though is coming out of my mouth when I d? That's right. And which one do you think is d? You got it. Okay, so you just pull this down that this is d, right? Can you say d? D. Can you tell me the sounds? Ah. D. D. Right. Because are you sad? No, you're not sad. Switch this to had. I had a good time. That's right. Which one?
This one.
Get rid of this. You're so right. What sound goes there? What sound do I say when I say ha? That's right. Which one is ha? Nice. You made the word had. Awesome. Okay, so tell me the sounds. Ha. Ah. D. And the word is had. Okay, so you have had. Let's switch it to hat. Aha. He knew which sound to pull away, which is excellent. And now let's...
we never put this one away.
I think we should, shouldn't we? You're right. Let's do that next. Okay, so you have hat, and we want hat. That's right. So he's got the word hat, and I'm asking him to make it to hot. Are you hot? Are you hot? What sound did you take away? You had hat. What sound was that? Ah. And what sound do you need to make hot? Uh-huh. You've got the first part, the ha, and then can you say that one sound by itself? hot.
Are we supposed to do the sound or the word?
Perfect. Always the sound with me. In the middle, I hear ah. Do you hear that in the word hot? So you're thinking about the letter O, but I just want you to hear the sound I'm saying right now. Ah. Ah. Can you say it real loud?
Ah.
Ah, that was it. Good. So he is going to make the word hot, and he needs an ah. Guess which one is ah? You got it. You got the whole thing. Let's do this sound by itself.
Ha.
Well, just by itself. And this. Ah.
Ah.
And the last. Very good. And the word is
Hot.
hot. I'm going to switch it back to hat, and then ask you to tell me which one would you take away to make sat. Like I sat in the chair. We have hat. Okay. Now, if we take away the ah in hat, we might still need it in sat. Do you hear the ah in sat? So listen as I say it. We have, oh, you're right. We don't need the huh. What sound do we have here in sat? That's right. Which one is? Pull it down. Very good. So let's check the sounds. Oh, the word is sat. Do you remember? Because he didn't say the last sound yet. So Al, you got it. You nailed it. Sat. You're doing it right. Okay, let's switch it to mat. Like I had to put my feet on the mat. Okay, which one is, oh, you don't even have, how could you do it? Nope. Here you go. What sound is that? Very good. Let's check mat.
Ah.
And the word is?
Ma.
Woohoo! Nice. Okay. I am going to ask him to do something slightly different because he was introducing himself to the short O, so we're going to move him along. Okay, so you have mat, and I want you to switch it to map, like I use a map to find out where I'm going. Map. That's right, get rid of the t. What sound goes here? Well, it's the word map. Yeah, you got the last sound. Can you say p? Very good. Okay, check each sound. And the last sound? The whole word is map. Map, like I use a map. You're right, there's the and then there's the ah. So we've got the word map. Can you say map?
Map.
What's that last one? You got it. So let's check the sounds. Ah, and the word is map. So this is map. How about we turn it into mop, like I mop the floors? We have a p in mop. So listen right now. We have map. We need to switch it to mop. Well, listen again, and we have a ma. That's the one. What sound do you hear in the middle of ma? What sound is that?
Ma.
That's right. Ma is two sounds, though. Can you tell me this sound by itself after the
Ma.
ah? Can you say ah by itself?
Ah.
Which one is ah? I've got a lot of sounds up here for him. Ah. Which one is ah? You found it. Okay, tell me the first sound. Ah.
Ma.
Okay, you're doing a great job with the first part. But listen to the word mop. Oh, that's it. That's the last sound in mop. So let's go back to the beginning and check it. Ah. Well, you did a great job, and you learned how to hear this sound in the middle of words, and you learned how to recognize a few more sounds. So I am so thankful. So the key to this activity is in its that it's more than its parts. So a lot of times we get distracted by really focusing on the letter sounds that a kid can or can't identify. But really, what's even more important is that they can segment the sounds and words, and then they can manipulate the sounds. First word that I'm. Thank you so much for all of your generous comments. And you guys were really attacking this video, really studying it, and I love that because that's going to turn around and benefit you tomorrow and benefit your student. And thank you to all the Switch It pros out there who are encouraging you. I want to keep this video short, a little longer on the first day because there's a housekeeping. We got to learn the lay of the land. If you just came in late, this video will be on our Reading Simplified Facebook page. It'll be on our YouTube Reading Simplified site, and it'll be inside the Level Up Your Readers Achievement 2021 Facebook group as a replay, so you can catch what you missed. We're going to put it under guides. We'll put it under guide 2 because guide 1 has the Switch It list. And I'm not going to be able to answer everyone's question here live, but I know a lot of questions were answered, and we'll also come back and respond to questions in the chat. Also, once you get doing the activity, you also learn a lot and stuff starts to become more clear. So don't let some doubts and questions keep you from testing it out, because the process of testing it out and doing it is how you're going to learn so much. What I want you to, big picture, I want you to know is this activity works for anyone who's not yet fluent. So this little guy happened to be a kindergartner, and he only knew 7 letter sounds, and he didn't know many of the ones I use because he knew like J and Z and stuff that doesn't really help build really good words to start out. But he learned them as he went. This very day, he started to pick up A and O, I think, and some other consonants. So they will learn as they go. If they don't even know 5 letter sounds, then maybe you want to back up to build it. And Greg is one of our Reading Simplified team members in the Philippines, and he's going to put a link for how to learn more about Build It. But that's not for most of you. If your kids know a few letter sounds, go ahead and do this. Remember, he didn't know those letter sounds. He learned them as he went. He couldn't segment 3 sounds. He started to learn in the context of the activity. But maybe you have an 8th grader and they're not fluent and they really struggle on multi-syllable words. This activity is for them as well. You just don't start with 3 sound words. So inside our Facebook group this week, I'll show an example of a 6th grader. So you can see some different examples. But for the context of this challenge, we're going to be focusing on a kindergartner, but the activity and the feedback applies across the grade levels for those who aren't yet fluent. Okay? So keep the questions coming and keep the support coming. Make sure you post for today, your comment in the post for today, either on our Reading Simplified page or our Level Up Your Readers Achievement. Because if you don't post, you don't get the chance to win. 5 days in a row will get you the chance. And even if you have to say, I am not able to work with my student, but I learned this, or I'm thinking about this, or I'm excited about this, go and do that. Everybody who puts some sort of effort into it gets counted. Okay? So Greg has a big job because there have been more than 700 of you at different times. He's got to pick a winner, and then we'll call it a day. And we will see you in the Facebook group. I'm loving all this support you're giving one another. So let's see if Greg has got a winner. And we will spin to win, and tomorrow we will see who's the big winner for the Reading Simplified game pack. And I'm going to have to really watch my chat to snag his name, because it's going by so fast. And by the way, if you haven't shared this with someone, you might want to know, you might want to see somebody else do this with you. It'll be so much fun. And if Greg pops in a winner and I miss it, let me know. Yeah, that's the idea, Rosemary. When you get to watch someone else's practice, you really do get some ahas. Oh, there you go. That's Greg. He's got our winner. Woohoo! Karen, congratulations. You're going to get that full Reading Simplified game back. That is a bonus that we often will give to people who join the Reading Simplified Academy to learn the full system. Switch It is very important, but just part of that system. So Karen's going to get that. Karen, if you can watch for Facebook Messenger, Greg is going to reach out to you so he can get you this stuff, get your email, or maybe deliver it on Facebook Messenger. But we need to be able to hear from you so you can win. Everybody is giving, oh, somebody says pick me. And Tara has been sharing with her coworkers. Way to go. Thank you. Thank you. Danielle can't wait to do it. And Fiona says, I am learning every time. That's what makes a great teacher, right? Some of us, when we're learning every time, I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Here's to making great readers. Good luck on tomorrow.